Greetings everyone, my name is Rayvenwing and welcome back to the Desert City series. We're outside the city again today because in the last episode I bit off more than I could chew. So we're back out here hoping to finish up some details for this landscape. As you can see, I've faded out the edges of the fields, and as suggested by a friend, I added some pools of water around the well here. Now, I want to add in a few structures, starting with a little sitting area. But I also want to test something involving a few crops that'll take some time to grow, so I'll set that up first. With that started, let's build a small, shaded sitting area. Be right over here. Okay, this really is a pretty uncomplicated build. I might try to replace that with mud just to keep the darker color of like the tilled soil. Don't have any on me, which is unfortunate. With this little area, I just kind of want to bring a little bit of a horizontal structure to this pretty flat open landscape, and I wanted to add in a little bit of color. This is my stepping stool. Can ignore the odd green in the area. That is part of my messing with some crop experimentation that is going on in the background. How did I build you? Let's just do it with the wood to start, and then I'll switch some blocks out later. And I do want to switch out quite a bit of this with some other materials here. This light up there before I forget, and go to bed. Okay. We have a light. More detail time. I'm basically just trying to make this pretty irregular is my goal here. See, now I've got to figure out where I put the carpets so I can put trapdoors where there's not carpets. I feel like that side's pretty good. I'm gonna be trying so hard not to drop down on any wheat. I feel like that side also looks pretty good. I want to mess with that side. I don't like that one yet. I kind of want to mess with that side. Okay. Okay, I didn't like this side. What is wrong with you? Graceful. That might be good for that side. I think that did help. Okay. I don't want to mess with that too much because it is pretty random, so it's not super focused on individual details. Let me grab a couple more details and those mud blocks I was talking about. And that build should be about done. Okay, I've got mud. want to distinguish this area from this pad, but you can't put stuff on top of the tilled dirt without it turning into not tilled dirt, so I feel like that does work. Let's see if I can do this without destroying everything. Don't know if it'll work. Okay. I didn't really want that to run downhill. And then just what I imagine would be some little, like, cushions. It's extremely simple, but I think that's about done for that one. You know, a great place to watch the sunset, a great place to hang out. I should definitely put firefly bushes around here. I feel like this is going to be my new default problem-solving strategy. Just when in doubt, firefly bushes. So I don't want to like overdo it, but I also want to keep adding firefly bushes. Plus it adds that ambient noise. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Okay. Oh, hey. We have a friend. He wants to come and use the sitting area. I can't jump. Perfect. Let's get a view of this from the distance as I also go to sleep. You might want to add some glow lichen, or maybe just a lantern on top, or an end rod on top. That could work. Do I have any end rods? I don't think I have any. I'm gonna grab an end rod. See if that's what I need. Let's see a sneak peek of my crop experimentation. Oh, stuck. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I don't think I like it. Oh, I don't think I like that. Let's try this. Incredibly graceful. That could work. You don't. Go away. Scared him off. I might prefer a normal lantern, which I have in my... Not on me. It's a little dangerous. I just want to get the lighting figured out. Ow. I feel like that works for now. There you go. Gee, look at that. I like how that turns out. It also kind of happens because I use cyan as my main color. It ties in with that. It would tie in with that if you could see the banners. It's a great opportunity to look at my crops and how they're doing. Because the whole area just kind of being the wheat color and also sand color and also path color is just various shades of kind of brown and tan and yellow, which does kind of work in some ways. And I tried to bring in a little bit of green with some cactuses and sugarcane over there. I could theoretically bring in some like moss if I really wanted to, but that's almost too green. It doesn't really fit, I don't think, but I don't know if that fits. And so I thought I would try and mix in some potatoes and carrots just to see how those might look. And I have a couple of different formations. These ones are, I just have sugarcane clumped around, which doesn't look too bad. I might have a couple of those in limited spots. I don't think I want to spread that everywhere, especially because I already have 2 sugarcane farms. This one is just clumps around the lanterns, which I'm a little torn on. I don't know if I like that or not. In some areas I feel like that might look okay, but it just also kind of looks spotty. Ironically, I like this one a lot. I feel like I like this one a lot more, which is literally just spotting random potatoes and carrots just scattered around. I feel like that actually looks not bad. I do think I like it more than this one. I'm not sure about the lines. I don't know if that would add too much regularity. 'Cause I've had the lines up here for a while now as just experiment, and I wanted to try it on a bigger scale. Maybe I can ask you guys what you think. Let me know in the comments, because my current thought process is to maybe scatter a few of these sugarcane ones around, but not have them super frequent, and then maybe to do the kind of widespread random stuff kind of everywhere, just to add in some green. Because the wheat is green for most of its growth process, but I can't really keep it from growing, so putting in some potatoes and carrots would let me keep a little bit of green. So yeah, I think that's the current thought, is a little bit of the sugarcane scattered around and a bunch of the bits and pieces scattered around, which I will have to do later, because now I'm going to turn my sights to this spot. Ow. So here I just kind of want to make a little spot where I can put a couple of, I guess, storage tents and maybe a cart. Kind of a consolidated place for a lot of the storage of this field and what it produces, as well as a cart where things could presumably be brought in from elsewhere and shipped out for exports or something. So I've got to do the ground first, probably in a continuation of this kind of pattern, though maybe a bit more of the birch at the edges. And then I'll put in a couple of tents and a cart. Okay, with the ground done, I've now added in a few carefully placed vague piles of gravel. Let's climb one. It might not look like much, but it tells me that I'm going to put a tent here, a cart here, and a tent here, and these more vague piles are for various details that I want to scatter around. Usually I would use dirt or stone for this kind of thing, but I actually had gravel more conveniently, and it stands out more than dirt. So let's start with, let's start with the cart. Okay, this one is incredibly simple, thankfully. So it's literally just See, in my reference image I noticed I don't have wheels on the back. And I might not end up putting wheels in the back because there's sand there. Yep, that's literally it. Not a complicated build at all. Just a very basic cart. And now, for the very basic tent. Also for bonus points, light source. I'm an expert of fence placing, can't you see? I hope that you don't find my block placing skills too offensive. Oh my gosh. I'm finding my block placing skills a bit offensive. This build is also pretty easy, but requires a lot more sitting and staring and trying to decide whether to put a trapdoor there or one block to the right. So it is a bit more of a process, but I do think I have most of it down. Yeah, I think that is pretty good. So now I have a storage tent, a cart, and space for another storage tent. But you've already seen me build one of those, so I'm going to go straight into a time lapse, get the last... I think that's a thunderstorm. Crap. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Dumping things in shulkers. I'm not going to have enough room. I always go somewhere I don't care about turning into just craters, and also somewhere that has dirt, so I get some passive dirt. guess back to what I was supposed to be doing. I'm in the mood to keep working on details, so let's work on the rest of the field. And there it is. The field has been detailed. It is mostly done. There's probably still a couple of things that I will add to it, as always. I might change a few things, but that's usually the case anyway. But I'm pretty happy with this. This was very fun. I feel like I learned a lot about building landscapes and the amount of effort that is required. I will have to keep chipping away at the landscape outside of the city, but that is a very big project. It will probably be done in like a path here, a structure thrown up there, occasionally clearing an entire mountain of sandstone and sand or moving it to another location, that kind of thing. Just to make the city feel like it is a part of its environment rather than just being plopped down in the middle of it. But that's a problem for the future. For now, let's look at what we have. As you saw in the time lapses, I built this little shed. I pushed it down a few blocks just to give me a bit more room to work with. I knew that this would be a small structure. I really don't need it for much, but I wanted to give it a little bit of extra to work with. Because basically, all it needs to be is a small storage area. It just has a couple of chests, some barrels where I can throw some things. It has a bed, it has a crafting table. I imagine that any farmer or anyone tending the fields outside would be able to stay here or rest here as needed. Plus, these doors give access to some of the space that is under and between the walls, which I will eventually dig out and decorate and maybe make some fun secret passages and cool little areas and such. Yeah, this doesn't need to be much, and I actually kind of like how I was able to use the small amount of space. That should be good for some actual utility as well as some sort of in-universe utility. Now, I believe it is nighttime, but I do kind of want to see how much fireflies are showing. Okay, so there's a few scattered. And it's not huge, it's not like a massive swarm of lights. But I like it, there's just a little scattered one. There's quite a few over here. The fields kind of look like they're glowing because I put so many lanterns amongst them. That's so nice. I'm gonna keep at night if I can. If I start getting attacked by too many mobs, I'll go sleep, but for now let's just kind of enjoy this as I show you around. As you can see, I did kind of scatter some hay bales and pots and barrels and some composters and things just around in various areas, as well as all the grasses and such. I added some carrots and potatoes in patches and in lines to mix in some green. Some of the barrels, that one doesn't, actually do have useful things in them. Shovels, shears, and whatever enchanted hose I had lying around from looting structures like broken portals and ancient cities that I should probably throw away but don't, and now I actually get to make use of them. And I also added, I did some of the blending with a couple of the different types of grasses and bushes. I do like both the new bush and the dry grass. It really does add a lot. I have some of these leaves scattered around like it's bits of dirt or dead plant matter or something like that, just sort of further blending and adding to the whole feel of things. I honestly just like walking through it, it's quite pretty. But it turned out quite nice. Yes, I'm very happy with it. It looks like the sun's coming up. Here we have the little storage area. Again, I added more of the grasses and the bits of leaves around just to add some detail. I have more hay bales and storage and some composters. Feels very cozy and nice over here. Plus, I added a very practical thing over here, which is just a chest that feeds into a composter hidden in this hay pile, so that I have something to do with the huge amounts of seeds that this field produces. I think I have at least a shulker box of seeds over there that I need to put in here, but it gives me some extra bone meal, which is always welcome. And this little area turned out great. And then just past it, kind of this small addition is just I added arches here and here. Like this is a bit of a reservoir. I kind of wanted to replace the floor of it with tough bricks. Like it was kind of a man-made situation, but I will probably have to get to that later. I did run out of time for this one. But I did have this little pipe here, which I don't know if I like or not. I'm still torn on it. And I attempted to do some shading for the little path down into where the water is. Which I don't know if it really has a good angle, which is probably not the best. Definitely makes me think that I will probably need to change it. I don't know if I will move it, I don't know if I'll make it bigger or smaller, but that is something I want to improve, because right now I'm not super happy with it. But yeah, I've got this whole landscape now that wasn't here before, it was just desert. And I'm very happy with it, honestly. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about how, like I mentioned, how long landscapes take and some of the effort involved in making them. And here it is with all of the crops kind of grown in, so you can actually see the colors. And I'm excited. I do still kind of want to make another one over on the other side of the city, but I don't know whether I'll make a video about it or not. It might... 2 videos about the big field might be enough. If I build any big structures over there, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll mention that. But I don't know if anyone would actually want to see me doing all of this a second time. I am glad that I had the forethought before I really started this project to do a before shot, because now here's the after shot. Yeah, that's the landscape finished. Next up, I will be jumping to my Dragon Homes series, where I'm building a bunch of themed builds around a bunch of dragons. I'm working on the Forest Dragon right now. But after that, I will be coming back to the Desert Cities, so feel free to let me know what part of the city you'd like to see me work on next. Anyway, I hope you had a nice time. I hope to see you in the next episode, whether it be the next in this one or the Dragon Homes series. But in the meantime, I'll be having a field day. Bye, everyone. I missed. No, don't come out. Ow! Oh, well. I got him. Am I messing with that? Ow. Yeah. It's incredibly complicated, I say. Immediately gets confused. Oh gosh. Load please, load please, load please, load please, load please, load please. Oh gosh. I'm landing on half a tree. Well, that went well. Oh, my computer is struggling. Challenge mode. Lag. Accidental creeper head. Yay. Oh, gosh. Nope, 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 nope. Ow. Ow. Breathe for a moment. Hey, buddy. You're my new friend. Oh, is it? It's over already? I only got 2 things and I died twice. That's just rude. The adorable falling leaves do make me feel better, though. Okay.